Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by today. Thank you for clicking on this video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to cook this fried rice, party fried rice. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video, as I'll be taking you step by step on how you can achieve this delicious fried rice. So let me introduce you to the ingredients that I'm going to use for this rice. So here I have 4 cups of rice, a long grain rice that I'm going to use. Now if you do not want to use long grain rice, you can use basmati rice, you can use brown rice, but I'm going to use long grain rice. I have here some chopped onions that I'm equally going to use for this recipe. I also have extra virgin olive oil. This is the best option of oil to use because it's healthy. And I also have 4 knorr cubes that I'm going to use as seasoning, part of the seasoning for this delicious fried rice. I also have some chopped vegetables. This is green beans, red bell pepper, and carrots that I'm going to use. You can add some veggies of your choice to this, okay? I'm also going to use a little bit of butter for this rice, and also I'm going to use some curry powder, some thyme leaves. This is going to serve as part of the seasonings that I'm going to use for this rice. So here I had washed my chicken thighs. I'm using chicken thighs. I washed it, put it in my pot, and I'm just adding a tablespoon of curry powder, and I'm also going to add my knorr cubes, the 3 knorr cubes, adding it to my chicken. So we're just going to use this to make a chicken stock. Make sure we cook it and extract the chicken stock that we are going to use to cook the rice. I bought stock before at the store. I saw that they put sugar in the meat, the meat stock, yeah. So I didn't like it, so I prefer doing the stock at home by myself. So here I'm adding 1 teaspoon of thyme to my chicken, so to make sure the chicken is well seasoned. And I'm adding a teaspoon of salt. So because you add knorr cube, you have to be careful with the salt. Here I'm adding my blended onions. I blended the onions, and yes, I added inside the blended onions, adding my 1 bay leaf to it now, as you can see. So inside that blended onions, I had added 3 habanero peppers that you guys did not see. So if you want to use habanero pepper, that is your choice. If not, you can use 1 because it's spicy. So I love it spicy sometimes, so I had to use 3 habanero peppers, blended it with the onions, and then poured it into the chicken. So yes, here I'm just gonna cook my chicken till it's I'm just cooking it with the chicken water. I did not add any other water except the little water that I used to blend the onions. So apart from that, I didn't add any water. You can see that the chicken has water in itself, so it's just going to help with the cooking process and to make sure it is well seasoned, okay? So yeah, after cooking my chicken for about 5 minutes, you can see it is beginning to get cooked. So I'm just going to stir it to mix everything well, and then I'm going to add some water behind the scene to cook it till it's done. So guys, after cooking my chicken for about 10 minutes, I didn't like the smell of the bay leaf, so I had to cut my fresh basil leaf from my garden. You can see I cut it, and then I'm putting it now in the chicken so that it can override the smell, the scent of the bay leaf in the chicken. So that's what I did here. But if you like the bay leaf smell, you can just leave it like that. So after some minutes of my chicken cooking, you can see my chicken is done. So I'm just gonna drain out the water and keep it as my stock to cook the rice, and then put the chicken in the oven. And here is my rice. So what I did was that I boiled some water that I'm going to use to wash this rice. Now, why do I do this? I do this because instead of parboiling the rice, which some people do, I used to use that method too. I had to boil water. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour my water into my rice. This helps me, it gives me control over the rice, because while parboiling it, you don't want it to be too soft. You don't want to overcook it to be too soft. So if you don't know how to keep track of that, so you can use this method. So I'm just going to stir it to make sure the rice is mixed well, and the water gets into every part of the rice. And then I'm just going to let it sit like that for about 2 minutes. Then I come back to wash it. So after 2 minutes of letting my rice sit here, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my strainer and filter my rice like this, wash it like this. So you just want to wash it, pour your rice into your bowl, and then pour it into your bowl like this, and then add some water, and then repeat the same process till the water is clear. So you can see that this water is clear compared to the first time that we started to wash the rice. It's clear, it's not dusty as before. So this is what we wanted, to avoid soggy rice. But if you like it soggy, yeah, you can just wash it a few times, a couple of times. But if you want it to be fluffy, you just have to take your time to wash it till this water is clear like this. Okay. So you can see that I drained out that water, and then I'm going to keep my rice then aside so that we can use it later. So here I put half a cup of extra virgin olive oil in my pot, and I heated it up. So I'm putting my chopped onions into my pot to fry it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my veggies into my pot and to fry my veggies, to just let it cook slightly because I love it to be very crunchy. So I'm just gonna fry it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a stir it, because some people do cook the veggies along with the jollof, or with the rice, fried rice from the beginning. But I do not like it that way, because I want the veggies to be very crunchy and fresh too. Okay, so just go ahead and stir it and let it be there for about a minute. So I had to add half knorr cube to my veggies to give it a good taste too. So half knorr cube. So just stir it to mix it well, and then let it sit there for like 1 minute, and then you remove the veggies from the pot. So I'm just gonna add my rice into that heated oil that I used to fry my veggies, and I'll go ahead and add a tablespoon of curry powder to my rice. Then I will go ahead and stir it to mix everything well. So I'm not satisfied with the color of the rice, so I'm just going to go ahead and add one more tablespoon to my rice. Sorry, teaspoon, not tablespoon. I added another teaspoon. The first one was a tablespoon, this second one is a teaspoon, just a little bit to it to light brighten up the color of the rice. So if you're satisfied with your color, that's okay. So I'm adding my chicken stock here into my rice, and I'll just go ahead and stir it to make sure it's fully mixed, everything is mixed well. And at this point, guys, my rice did not need any knorr cube, any salt, so I'm just going to test it. I'm good, everything is good. So I'm just going to cover my pot, and then I will cook it for about 15 minutes on medium low. So after about 15 minutes, here is my rice, and you see I used aluminum foil, and I'm covering it again to cook it again for another 20 minutes. So on medium low, 20 to 25 minutes. So after 20 to 25 minutes, we open our pot, and here the water is completely dry under the rice. Now I advise that you use aluminum foil to cover the pot before you put the pot cover on it. Why? Because this retains the heat of the pot so that it is cooked, so that the rice is soft quickly, so that you don't need to put any more water to the rice, because it will help to retain the heat. So here I'm putting my butter into my rice, because at this point my rice is already soft. So I'm just going to go ahead and stir it to make sure I mix all the butter, mix it into the rice. So guys, like I said, if your rice is not soft at this point, you don't need to add another water to the rice, because if you do, it's just going to make it soggy. All what you have to do is to cover your pot with that aluminum foil and reduce the heat of your rice, your stove, and cook it on low heat for some time, for about 20 minutes to 25 minutes, and then you come back and check it. If you're not still satisfied, you repeat the same process. So here I am adding my veggies to my rice, because my rice is soft and it's done. I'm just adding my veggies to it, and at this point too, I had turned off my stove, because I don't want my veggies to be cooked, because already the heat of the rice is just going to heat it up a little bit too. So I turned my stove off because my rice is done, it's soft. So I had to add my vegetables little by little, because I didn't want a situation whereby the vegetables will be more than the rice, or too much in the rice. If I want to eat just vegetables, well, I can eat salad. But this one is fried rice. So here is my chicken from my oven. So I'm just gonna put it in my rice, and here you go. This is so delicious, very easy to make. As you can see, I'm combining it with my with my chicken. So you can combine it with turkey, that is still okay, with goat meat, with beef, any protein of your choice is fine. So all what I did to this chicken was that I removed it after I drained that water, just put it in the oven and broil it, and then put it in my rice and enjoy. So guys, thank you guys for watching my video. If this video has been helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Subscription is totally free. Thank you for watching, guys.